and it is time for our Players Only segment featuring my guy right here, Corey Wootton, and Alex Brown, Lance Briggs, absolute Bears legends in the house here. And guys, I cannot wait to bring you in because I know you've been hearing us ranting and raving about this offensive line performance. AB, let's start with you. Just give us your overall thoughts on what you witnessed tonight.
It was tough. Early on in the game, I thought they showed a little bit of rhythm that I didn't see the last game at all. Throughout the entire game, I thought I saw a little bit of rhythm going on. But as the game kind of went on and Houston really started to figure out what they can do to get pressure on him, they just started to do it. I mean, Danielle Hunter and Anderson, they had no problems running around our left tackle. Zero. We shot ourselves in the foot. Whether everybody across the offensive line at some point shot themselves in the foot. Cole Kmet misses a block, gets the quarterback hit in the back of the head. Like this stuff, it causes quarterbacks to do stuff out of rhythm or out of character, I guess. Now, for Caleb has to play better. Like, this is troubling now. This is, for 2 weeks, it's starting to become troubling for me. You missing open receivers. They're not going to be running wide open like in the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 or whatever you call it. It's no longer, I get that, but whatever he played in, you ain't running wide open. Some of these guys are open. He has to hit them. Now, is that pressure on him? Whatever that is, I don't care. This is why you were taken first. This is why Coach said on Hard Knocks, here's the keys. He's getting the keys to the building. Let's go. So we need him to raise his level of play, and we have to get that offensive line to raise their level of play too. It's just, you're going to get that kid hurt. And I love what you said, because that's exactly what I was thinking. That Cleveland game, watching Justin Fields get the brakes beat off of him, that's what I saw tonight. And the difference between that game, and I think it tells what type of team we have now, is we had no shot in that game. No shot. At the end of this game, we had the ball with an opportunity to drive down the field and win the game. We didn't have that in Cleveland.
Nope.
Go ahead, Lance.
Look, the Bears knew we were going to get pressure. They knew after week one, the success that the Titans had, that we're going to get pressure. They know where their weak points are. They knew when you break down the personnel, you know exactly who you're going to attack. All right. You also have a rookie quarterback. We're going to bring 5. We're going to bring 6. We're going to bring pressure. We're going to force their hand. We do not believe, or saying the Texans do not believe that they can protect. They can't. And they showed. It showed in the game. Listen, we mentioned this before. Alex and I had mentioned this before. We said, listen, the Roma Doomsday, there are picks that everyone is going to cheer for. Mm-hmm. But it's not going to matter. Mm-hmm. None of those names are going to matter if you can't protect. So it's the unpopular pick that you have a chance to move some stuff around, and you can get some of the best in the nation right now and protect. And you can put guys out there. You have DJ, you'll have Keenan Allen, and you'll be able to get a pick the following year. But if you can't protect, you can't. There's no point. You can't get the ball to your weapons. All right. And that's the bottom line. We said that a long time ago. And now we're at the point now. It's not like we're going to go trade for somebody else. We're going to go trade. No, you got to get it right. You have to get this figured out. You guys are playing at the highest level now as an offensive line. You need to know where the games are coming from. If there's 5, you got to be able to pick up 5. You have 5 to block 5.
And guys, we were talking a little bit about some of the stunts and seeing what Nate Davis does. When you're passing off that stunt, right, you jack them up with your hands, you pass it over to the next guy, you're ready to go. He buried his head in there multiple times like it was like high school football and not reacting off that. Those are simple stunts that he saw coming. Those are easy plays that they should pass off, correct?
I think they're doing too much too. The whole tap, as when we looked at our opponents and our opponents would tap for the snap, we would always look at how consistent the tap was with the snap. It is a very easy cue for a D lineman or a blitzer to time out. And they do it every time. And Nate happens to be in charge of it, and I don't think he should be in charge of it.
It's true.
I'm with you. Woot, I'm with you on that. It should be. It should be something that, and I think it goes with what Brad was saying earlier, as far as that unity, that camaraderie, like playing together, having that gelling process. But what the hell is training camp for? What is training camp for? I know I almost went there. My bad. But what is training camp for? That is what
I did it earlier.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like I got real upset watching this game because I thought we had a chance to win this football game. I know Houston's a very good football team, and I thought we had an opportunity tonight to show everyone that we also have a pretty damn good football team. And when you go down to their place and your defense is able to, we understand now. We've seen change from the defensive side. After halftime, they make adjustments and they shut the offense down. Okay, they did it against the Titans and they did it against the Texans. Shut them down. They couldn't do anything. I think they scored 3 points in the second half. What we haven't seen was the offense do it. The offense came out and they ran the same 3 plays that they started the game with. They came out in the third quarter and ran the same 3 plays, and they just lost yards on the second down in the first quarter. They lost yards on the second down, which made it 3rd and 12, and they got out of it, and they gained yards in third quarter. It's almost like the offense goes in and they say, you know what, I like what we're doing. Let's just do it a little better. Okay, that's not adjusting. Okay, that's not adjusting. That is crazy. When you look on the other side of the football and you actually see a difference. I saw Houston going up and down the field against our defense, and that shit stopped. That stopped in the second half. Like, we started making plays. Yeah, they're a good football team now. They got a lot of weapons. So did they hit some plays? Sure. They didn't get on the scoreboard. They got 3 points. So our defense kept us in that football game. Not to mention they got a takeaway late, deep in our territory to give us an opportunity. So the defense is there.
Yeah, check this out now. You know, with everything that you said right there, defensively, all right, let's check these numbers out, all right? Offensively, 310 total offensive yards, all right? 235 passing yards, 75 rushing yards. Now, you know that we want it to be under 200 passing yards, but 235 is not bad. It's not awful. It's not awful. You're close. You're close to your mark. You know what I'm saying? You're close to your mark. You know, with the takeaways, listen, and points they gave their team an opportunity to win.
Yeah, they did.
I think it's such a tough thing when the defense is playing so well. It's just something like back when we played, right? We played lights out defensively, give them a shot. The offense, just do a little bit. That's what it seemed like. But let's get it to the defensive side of the ball and some of the games. What I really liked was a couple of those Tom games, one with the linebacking core with Edwards and Edmonds, and then Javon Dexter.
What's the Tom game? What
the
is
Tom game? Yeah, you know the Tom game. You know the Tom game.
Man, he know.
You know the Tom game where you go across and then come across. Yeah, you know the Tom game. But they were working that nice. I really liked the rhythm and timing of those games. And Javon Dexter had a really, really nice another game where he really flashed some of his pass rush ability, and they're going to need him going forward.
Yeah, he did. He flashed, and I'm going to look at the plays he didn't make. There was a play that Stroud got outside, and I thought he should have made that play in the pocket. He should have made that play. He allowed Stroud to get outside. Well, he should have had the sack. Stroud gets outside, makes a deep throw down the field, which gashes our defense, right? So these plays you have to make. You cannot allow them to get outside. I think Gordon had another one in that game. Gordon had a play that he has to make. There's a blitz coming. You're the outside contain. There is no way he should be able to get outside. Can't happen. So you have to make these plays, and I think they're not going to reach that level until they start to get these little things right. The level is being the top defense in the league, being a top 3 defense in the league. You cannot have these little mistakes because these little mistakes, your offense isn't good enough. They're not good enough right now. So in order to win a football game, you have to cut back on some of those mistakes.
If you're a top defense, just having an offense and inadequate offense is going to keep you. It's going to move you from 1 to 3, as it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's just what it is. You know, now if your offense is controlling the ball, not giving it away, and controlling that clock, you know what I mean, or putting points on the board, now that number 1 defense starts to pull away from everybody else.
Yeah, and that was another difference that we saw during this game compared to the Titans game, is that we didn't turn the ball over offensively. We turned the ball over, but the defense was still able to get us in position to have an opportunity late in that football game to win it. So it's hard to play complimentary football when you have a really top defense and you can't run the football. Like, it's very hard to do.
You know, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this. You ever see a defensive coach with that big of a call sheet? Wootton and I agree. He's like, he must have the offensive call sheet on that one because he's calling the plays. And like, you look at Steve Spagnuolo, his call sheet's like this big. It's like a little like cutout thing that's laminated. It's about this big. He's got to have the offensive calls on there because I don't understand why that thing's so big.
Yeah, it is.
When I was at the Saints, Greg Williams' call sheet was like that. It was like, God, I'm taking a test. I'm taking a test every Friday. Like, geez, this is crazy because I'm leaving Chicago and we're running 5, maybe 6 plays. We might add in one, but that's it. We're not trying to trick anybody. When you're trying to trick people, I think, just my personal opinion, when you're trying to trick people, that means you don't have the talent to go out there and whoop their ass. Like, that's what I think. So we had the talent in Chicago. We don't care what you're going to do.
Absolutely.
Offensively and defensively, I'm going to tell you, because when we had Thomas Jones in the backfield and Cedric Benson, we had that offensive line, I don't care what you did on defense. On 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, we're running power O. Good luck.
And the thing about it, too, you know, is that we knew what you were going to run against us. You know, and it's funny, man, because we would play against Detroit that has Calvin Johnson, and they throw the ball 99 times a game. All right? But where Calvin Johnson lines up, there's 3 routes. There's 2 to 3 routes that he runs wherever he lines up. So when he lines up at the slot, it's alert, 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 this route or that route. And when he lines up on the at the X, it's alert, this route or that route. If he runs out at the Z, it's alert, this route or that route. We're gonna play one of those 2 routes. It's not not that complicated. It's not that complicated, and you don't need to overthink it. You know what I mean?
I think that's what they do. I think that's what they do now. They overthink it. I think they're overthinking it. Like, you're making it too complicated. When you can't get pressure, like early on in the game, they couldn't get pressure with just the front 4. They started blitzing. Well, you can't blitz C.J. Stroud. He's going to kill you. So now you have to put an emphasis on beating one-on-one blocking. Now they start running little games inside. Now you start to get a little pressure. They actually got to him a few times. So they figured it out, and they became a defense that can stifle that offense. And they did. The second half, that offense did nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like 10 more questions I can ask you guys. I definitely want to hear about what changes you guys would make on offense if you can make any. We'll let you guys save that for Briggs and Brown coming up right after we're done here. You guys are staying up, knocking it out later. Can't wait to listen and watch you guys when we're done here. So keep that energy up. I know it's a late night, but
keep it up.
Awesome stuff here on our Players Only segment. And we'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Hey, we good. We good. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. You on that hand or what? Hen dog?
Hey, that Maker's Mark, baby. Let's get on that.
That's what
I thought it was that hen dog.
Maybe.
I got some of that too.
We all silly like the mayor.